What's our intro name? How are we gonna advertise this podcast?
How should we? Okay. So I'm thinking, is there like a lost song that people associate? We could do like a different song for each episode depending on the themes of that episode.
Okay. Well, this one had a song.
Yeah.
The end of episode 3 had a song.
Had a song.
Look up that song.
I'm doing that right now. Please don't yell at me.
Oh.
Oh, there's a beautiful low-res photo of J.J. Abrams.
J.J. Abrams, everyone.
Hey everybody, welcome to Lost Ending Explained, the only Lost podcast.
We are actually, if you look on nowhere, don't look. But just trust us.
Yeah, trust us on this one.
We are the only Lost podcast that is currently talking about Lost. And we know that there's some people who are confused about the ending of Lost.
Still.
So we're here to try to explain it to you by on an episode by episode basis.
Mostly the first 3 episodes.
So
3 episodes at a time basis.
Yeah. So in this situation, we watched the first 3 episodes of Lost, and we're gonna try to explain the ending to you. What was the song that played in the fucking episode?
It was either, I don't think it was Patsy Cline's "Leaving on Your Mind," so I'm assuming it's Joe Purdy's "Wash Away."
Yeah, because they were like,
reprise.
Wash away the pain, Black Hole Sun.
Yeah, wash away the pain. Yeah. Anyway, welcome to our train wreck of a podcast already.
No, it's not.
You're right.
This is the only Lost podcast. All right.
This is the only
people don't have a bar of quality when it comes to Lost. Podcasts.
This isn't like
you're looking at your phone right now.
This isn't like I'm pulling up notes. This isn't like the fucking Potter Puppet Pal podcast bullshit where people are like, oh, if I don't like this podcast's opinion on Hermione, I can go to one of the other 500 Harry Potter podcasts.
We have the only opinions about Lost.
We have the only people like. It's weird that this show was really slept on. Not a lot of people talked about it. There wasn't really a lot of examinations about what the ending means.
For people who don't know what Lost is, and there's probably a ton.
Yeah, it's kind of a really obscure show.
We have a millennial. We're aiming for like a millennial, young Instagram user audience on this
Zoomers.
one.
Zoomers to memers.
We're looking for Zoomers and memers to watch this podcast. So if you don't know what Lost is, Jay will now explain it to you.
We want to do for Lost what Twin Peaks being on Netflix did for Twin Peaks.
What is
in like 2007?
I'm not gonna ask again. What is Lost?
So Lost is about 48 people lost on an island.
Yeah.
But really, it's only about 12 of them.
Yeah, it's a handful of those people.
It's like a handful of people, and then there's just like 36 people in the background, just like in any given shot, wandering around, like they just like all got a concussion.
Yeah,
which makes sense in the first episode, but then it's like days later, and they're still just doing that.
Yeah. What could you say is like the theme of Lost? Like, is it like a thriller?
So
is it like
it's sort of
a drama?
like a murder mystery. So
okay.
Except instead of like, trying to solve a murder, everyone on the show is dead and they're trying to solve what's going on.
Theoretically.
Theoretically. We'll see how this shakes out.
Yeah.
But that is that is clearly like episode 2, 3 is just straight up. One of the main characters goes, 3 days ago we died, and it's just like, you're just gonna say that, huh?
Yeah, title
right
drop.
That's the title of our episode. So every episode is gonna be examining, like, what theories can you make about this series? What can you draw up on it? People were really mad originally when the series ended, and I actually don't quite know what the ending is. Because I don't know anything about Lost.
But we're here to explain
We're going to explain it to you because, like, we're really...
I'm sure you were as confused as we were at the ending of Lost.
Yeah. By the way, if you know anything that happens in this show, don't tell us.
Don't tell us.
Don't spoil the fun in case somebody's looking at our replies.
Yeah.
And
for them.
Yeah. This is
we know what happens.
This is sort of like, as you watch the show, it's very difficult to follow, and you're going to want someone with a keen eye there explaining it to you. For example, I don't know if you noticed this in this show, but there are 2 characters who, when they're first introduced, they seem to be boyfriend and girlfriend. And you might have missed it, but they're not. They're actually siblings.
I mean, the show must go on. There's a few more seasons. They might be boyfriend and girlfriend.
They might be boyfriend and girlfriend.
They certainly fucking talk like one.
For those... If any of you have seen the Folgers commercial, there's a very infamous Folgers commercial where it starts out and it comes off like a husband and wife, like they're being like really weirdly flirty, and it's Christmas morning, and then at the end of the commercial she just smiles and goes like, let's like race you upstairs to wake up mom and dad. And so it's like, oh, they're actually brother and sister.
It was that kind of reveal, I feel like.
But it was like not like much like the Folgers commercial. It's not like that's what they were going for. We were just like, oh, there's like the annoying bickering rich couple, and then just like one of them just goes like, yeah, that's my brother.
Yeah. So what happens in the first 3 episodes of Lost?
So the first 2 episodes are actually basically one episode. That's the pilot episode, which, if you're not paying attention, by the way, pilot refers to both the start of a series, but it also is the person at the front of a plane.
Yeah.
Who dies in the pilot episode.
Is the last episode of Lost called The Tail End?
Let's just hits end. The last episode is called Lost. The final. Oh wait, no, sorry. This is the miniseries. Wow. No. Okay. Sorry. There's like. There's.
The last episode of Lost is called The End. Thank you, J.J. Abrams.
The reason it took us a second is because there's then like 3 separate, like basically entirely new series that like are going on to that, and they all have different names.
So in the first episode of Lost, our main our main character awakens. Jack awakens in a jungle, and he is woken up by a dog who we don't know anything about this dog. But then Jack walks onto the beach and notices that he was a member of a plane crash that happened. Keep in mind, this show came out in 2004. So, 3 years after September 11th, 2001. So planes crashing and like death and catastrophes and disasters relating to planes was still kind of a taboo subject during that time. So this, when it came out, was like, holy fuck.
Yeah, I know. People were like, can you do that? And the answer
they did.
The answer is yeah.
J.J. Abrams did it.
We can do it.
On this beach, we're introduced that Jack was a doctor. So he's running around trying to help people. We're introduced to some of the characters that show up multiple times, like Harley.
I would like to just quickly state, by the way, that they do, in fact, give an actor credit on the Wikipedia page to the dog who plays the dog in Lost.
Thank you, Madison.
And Madison, the dog, does have her own Wikipedia page.
Madison is 19?
She's 19 years old.
She's still alive?
She hasn't been active since 2010. I love occupation actress.
This Wikipedia page doesn't say she passed away.
Species, dog, occupation actress.
Madison, if you're listening to this, please come on our show.
Please, we would love to have you. Oh my god, she has 2 daughters. Byrdd. Byrd and Jane.
Byrd, if you're listening, bring your mom on the show.
Yeah, we would love to have either of you on. We'd love to know what it was like working next to Matthew Fox before people stopped caring what he was doing.
So we were introduced to all these characters. We were introduced to Hurley. We were introduced to the pregnant woman whose name is Claire. Okay, I was gonna say Candace.
We got Hurley. We got Rose. Who's Rose?
Rose
was
the
woman who was sitting next to him.
Yeah, the one that he CPRs. So in the intro, he's doing CPR on Rose, but only before Booker is his name, the brother.
It is Boone.
Boone was doing CPR.
These names are fake as hell.
And I think he was like a lifeguard because he was like, I'm a trained CPR.
Oh yeah, he's like, I want to get a pen. Like, where's the pen trick?
Yeah, and he's like, do the pen trick, and then Jack's like, go get a pen. So immediately I'm hooked on Boone as being the dumb boy.
Yeah.
But later on I figure out that he's already in a relationship with his sister.
It's not canon yet.
So he does CPR, find the pregnant woman, save them from the thing. Some guy gets chopped up in the plane engine. Brutal.
Which, if the show's ending, and we'll get to this, is in fact
we will get to the ending
that they are in purgatory.
Yeah.
I'm really curious what that means for that guy's like redemptive arc in like the afterlife. Like, are the gods that be or whatever just like, 5 minutes purgatory. Yeah, that's good. You like stole some ice cream from a parlor when you were 8 and you didn't really feel bad about it. you like ripped up your cousin's holographic Charizard. Like 5 minutes on the island.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. All right, come on in.
So theoretically, purgatory might only last a few minutes for a few people.
Yeah.
Or it can last forever. So later on, they figure out everybody. They get everybody all set up.
They meet the 12 characters that you're supposed to care about.
They meet the 12 characters. There's a father and a son.
That is
Waltz is the son, and the father's name is
Waltz. Michael.
Michael is the father. We're introduced to them. Turns out that they're looking for their dog, Vincent. And we're also introduced to I think we see Locke.
We see Locke, who is probably one of the most iconic faces
in Lost. Lost and Hurley are probably the two that are like you recognize those faces.
Hurley, Locke, because he's like a very mysterious character. I know that we're gonna get into this as we get into the series. There's a lot of twists and turns around his character and his relationship to the others and the island and everything. And Hurley, because he was on the cover of a Weezer album.
Yes, that was his only claim to fame.
Yeah. Before that, they actually digitally inserted him into the show. Yeah. Because of that Weezer album.
And he was too busy. During that time.
He was just signing Weezer albums left and right.
Yeah. And then eventually they're like, we gotta find a transmission receiver from the head of the plane, and that's when we're introduced to Charlie, who was a bass player for a band called Drive Shaft. Is. He's very insistent. Made it very insistent.
It's not was. Is. The band is still together.
Yeah, we're still together, and he's like, we're on a reunion tour. And they go to the cockpit, and the pilot's there.
The tip of the plane. The pilot.
Charlie goes into the bathroom to pick up some drugs that he lost.
Yeah. Pick up some drugs that he lost.
Does the Wikipedia page we currently have open to recognize the character name say what drug it is that he used?
No. So we have a whole. We've been arguing about what this is because when he first pulled the bag out, I thought it was like those little bugles, like those little crackers you put on your fingers.
Yeah.
And then he like snorts it, but then he doesn't snort it.
He does the thing. So I was thinking cocaine, but it's like brown. It's like cinnamon.
Maybe it's Brown Betty, which is a slang term for like heroin.
Okay, maybe it's heroin.
Maybe it's like brown heroin. Maybe it's just chocolate. Oh, sorry, it is heroin.
Okay, it is heroin.
According to the Wikipedia page, people might just be assuming that.
Yeah.
By the way,
we'll explain that.
By the way, heroin withdrawals, because we do see in a flashback that he's getting them on the plane. I'm pretty sure they don't make you like jittery. They make you feel like you're dying.
maybe he felt like he was dying. You don't know that.
I guess that's fair. I mean,
for the show, we'll have to get addicted to
maybe
heroin.
That's why he's not getting heroin withdrawals anymore.
If we get addicted to heroin, we'll have to do the same that Charlie did just to confirm that.
Yeah, we are willing to go all the way on this. We are gonna pick up and put down a heroin addiction. We're gonna
for this show
learn how to take apart a gun.
We're
gonna fight in the Gulf War.
We'll learn how to fly the plane, crash the plane, and then
escape the island.
Escape the island. Well, we'll see at the end. We don't know what happens. So then they find the pilot. And
this is also with
the woman, the girl,
the woman whose name is that? No, it's not Shannon.
Annie was her fake name.
Yeah. But what's her real name?
Her real name was.
We're gonna Kate.
Kate. It was Kate.
Kate. Yes, there she is.
Kate. They all. It was a trio of them. They go into to find the pilot, and the pilot is still alive, and he's like, "Oh,
he's doing pretty great. Actually,
he was like coughing, but then like he immediately just like, oh, I could walk again. I could do whatever.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. By the way, we're like 1,000 miles off course.
Yeah,
they're looking in the wrong area.
Yeah, the pilot is like, we have to turn around. Our radio's turned off. And then he gets eaten by the forest monster
that we do not see. He gets Jurassic Parked.
Yeah, he gets Jurassic Parked by a noise that we heard earlier in the episode. And he gets Jurassic Parked. He gets T-Rexed. So then they're all running away from the monster, who was not animated, I assume, because J.J. Abrams did not have the budget to animate a dinosaur.
I'm sure he wants it to be a mystery.
I don't.
Okay.
They make you think. You know what don't you see? The imagination
what you don't see
wild.
That's really scary.
And then they get the transmission radio. It's busted. We are then introduced to two new characters, Saeed and Sawyer.
Saeed is, as I believe, is Iraqi, and we find this out because he's fighting Sawyer, who's a racist, who's like a racist asshole, and just general like is a negative Nancy and kind of a dipshit in every scene that he's in.
Yes.
And then Hurley and Saeed are talking, and he's like, yeah, you know, like, that guy was being a real jerk. And he's like, oh, yeah, you know, I fought in the war. I was in the Gulf War. And he was like, oh, like, you know, Army, like Navy. And he was like, the Republican Guard, which is the Iraqi side.
Yeah.
So it is revealed that he fought in the first Iraq War.
Yes.
On the Iraqi side. And then he just doesn't explain further, like, oh yeah, I was just accused of being a terrorist. I'm not, obviously. I did fight for the Iraqis against America.
Yeah. So again, post 9/11 world.
Yeah.
We like the character.
No, Saeed is a really nice character so far. He's very pleasant. It's a very like, especially in 2004, like that's a real loaded sentence to stop on.
Yeah. Makes you think. So Sawyer is officially alive in this episode.
So. Should we introduce one of our?
We'll do it at the end of episode 3. But we should mention that Sawyer is still alive.
Yeah, Sawyer's alive. He does not get killed by Saeed.
Yes.
He does not accidentally walk backwards into another jet turbine.
Yeah, he doesn't step on a rake.
He doesn't drown.
Yes.
When it rains, because it does rain at some point.
He doesn't look directly up into the sky and then drown like an ostrich.
Yeah. When he's pilfering corpses later, none of them come alive and kill him.
So Saeed fixes the radio. And then
he's like, you know what? That mountain right in the way.
We gotta
can't do the radio. We gotta go up the mountain.
We gotta climb it.
And then brother and sister.
They start fighting.
Ani-chan and what's the complimentary of that? Let's not do this bit.
Hand on dick.
let's not do this bit.
They after making out, they decide, okay, we should probably go.
No, they have a fight.
Oh, they have a fight.
And then he's like, you're not doing anything. You're just sitting here staring at a corpse and being sad. And it's like, it's kind of weird because she has been kind of a bitch up to this point, and not in a like, I'm saying that as like a man who hates women bitch. But like, they very clearly want you to think that she is a bitch because she's just constantly like,
this character is the bossy character.
She's the bossy character, and she doesn't care about anything that's going on. She just wants to get on her ocean cruise and go home.
Yeah.
And then she's like, oh, it just kind of hit me what we are going through. I'm having a delayed trauma response staring at the corpse of a man that I was rude to on the flight because he wouldn't let us have our spot, and who is now dead because he was sitting in our seat, so we would be dead if we were in that seat.
Yeah.
And now I'm thinking about how I was extremely mean and shitty to this person who saved my life. And her brother's just like, get over it, baby.
Shut up.
Stop painting your nails and being a girl.
We're all going through it.
Yeah. I mean, not me. I'm kind of dumb as a fucking rock.
I don't know where I
am. It's like I'm stuck in a mall, but like the mall's open 24/7.
Yeah. So eventually, the bossy babe, whose name once again is
Shannon.
It's
Shannon and Boone.
Shannon and Boone decide that they're gonna join everybody as they make the trek up the mountain. And up the mountain goes Saeed, Kate, Boone, Shannon, and Charlie. And as they're walking away, Sawyer also joins them. So they're walking up the mountain.
And Sawyer's line is like, you know, I'm more complicated than you think.
No, you're just racist.
Yeah, he's like, I'm more complicated than you think. And we just like, we started doing this bit that like the whole walk there, he's just explaining that he also hates Irish people.
Yeah.
And like, that's what he thinks makes him more complicated.
Yeah, because he hates more than one race.
Yeah.
So he's
we're not doing a bit, by the way. It is like, the show very heavy-handedly wants you to know that Sawyer is a racist.
He is racist and a jerk, and you're not supposed to like him.
And a misogynist, and like a creep.
Yeah.
And he like steals for no reason.
He's a bad guy.
Yeah.
So they're walking up the mountain. Meanwhile, Locke is playing a little game of backgammon, and Walt, who was the kid who lost his dog, decided to go up to Locke, and Locke was like, "Do you want to play backgammon?" And he's like, "What is it?"
He says, "Is that checkers?" And then Locke goes, "It's better than checkers." And Walt gets this like look on his face, like, bullshit.
Better than checkers?
Yeah, like, no.
This I gotta see.
I gotta see this. He's like throwing his backpack down. He's like, all right, explain this to me. What could possibly be better than checkers?
Nothing.
It better not be chess, because I've seen chess, and that's no checkers.
Yeah, that's no checkers. I've played jacks, and you know what? Jacks It's okay, but it doesn't compare to Checkers.
I played Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, still not as good as Checkers.
In 2004, I had access to a Nintendo Switch. So it's revealed that Locke is like,
I have a secret.
I have a secret. Do you want to know my secret?
But first he like gives like a very ham-fisted metaphor where he's like, backgammon is 1 billion years old, but older than Jesus Christ and dinosaurs. And the rules of the game is that there's a light side and a dark side. There's 2 sides to every coin. When you think about it.
Do you want to know a secret?
Yeah, and then he goes, do you want to know a secret? And Walt just goes, okay.
Yeah. The secret is apparently that what happened here was a miracle. No, the line was, a miracle happened on this island.
Yeah.
Which we find out later on when he's arguing with his dad.
Because his dad, for some weird reason, is uncomfortable with his 10-year-old son hanging out with an old bald man who puts orange rinds in his mouth
and tells him to keep secrets.
And tells children to keep secrets.
Meanwhile, Jack is working on a guy who got fucked up by some shrapnel.
We did forget the first time. One of the first times we see Locke, he's staring at Kate, and then he smiles and he has an orange rind in his mouth. And then it cuts to her, and then it cuts back to him, and he just like frowns still with the orange rind in it. Yeah. Like he was like, not that funny. Huh?
Classic picture of Locke eating an orange. Meanwhile, Jack is working on a guy who got fucked up.
Yeah, he got shrapnel.
He got shrapneled.
He got shrapneled, and as we see in a flashback, also a suitcase hit him in the face. It's really funny.
It's really fucking funny. We'll play a sound file of him getting hit in the head right now.
Did it?
Okay, there it is. So he's working on him. He's like, this guy needs antibiotics. He's got a shrapnel stuck in his stomach, and that's when Hurley.
I wasn't gonna take it out, but yeah, I thought we were gonna get rescued. They're not here yet. We gotta get this out now.
So Hurley holds him down, and then he rips out the shrapnel, and apparently he's still breathing. Then Hurley passes out because he's not good with blood.
Hurley's the comic relief character.
He's comic relief. Cut back to the mountain. They're climbing the mountain. And then they hear some rustling in the bushes, and it's like, oh shit, is that the jungle monster? But no, it's the popular polar bear,
the infamous polar bear, who, by the way, previously we see in a Spanish comic book,
in a Spanish comic book, a DC comic book with the Flash in it,
and a polar bear
and a polar bear.
I don't know if there's actually any connection between those two, or if it's just like bad foreshadowing.
Is that issue of what issue number is that? And look it up on eBay to see how much it is. Specifically a Spanish version.
Yeah, specifically the Spanish copy. Is that in the pilot episode?
Oh
yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Before. There's nothing in this article about the.
Well, it's probably on a wikia somewhere. But they're being rushed by some type of monster, in which everybody runs away except Sawyer, who pulls out a pistol, apropos of nothing, and shoots the polar bear dead with 7 bullets. I don't know how many bears you've killed in your life, but I feel like 7 hastily moved pistol bullets is not enough to kill a polar bear. But you know, what are you gonna do, right? What are you gonna do about this type of? Did you find it? Is that Green Lantern?
The polar bear's cameos from Green Lantern and Flash, Faster Friends Part 1. But the Spanish version.
Go on eBay and see how much that is.
All right. Hold on. There's
polar bear.
See main article. Polar bear. The first image of the comic was a rearing polar bear.
Cool. So everybody's like, Sawyer, where'd you get that fucking gun? And he's like, I pulled it off the Coast Guard.
Yeah.
To which they have an argument. Kate steals the gun, takes it apart, as in just takes the bullet out and gives the clip to someone.
Yeah, asks he'd like, how do I take this apart? And he's like, well, he's like, you got to take the bullets out, but there's still a bullet in it. And
yeah.
she's like, okay, I got this.
And then Sawyer reveals that he's also a misogynist at this point.
Yeah, and he's like, women holding guns.
I know your type. I've dated lots of girls like
I've
you.
had sex with a woman before.
I've had sex with a
woman. And eyes, nose, art, and then
he talks exactly like that.
Yeah, we're not doing a bit.
You can get this issue for $4. Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to know more about the Lost lore. There's the Metroid thing on it for some reason.
Yeah, it's a Metroid. Anyway, so later on in the mountain, they go into another like argument or something. Boone tries to take the gun.
I think at around here, because that is when they're like, oh, we almost forgot in the first flashback with Jack is when we see the man that we will see many times, which is the guy who, when the plane explodes, a dude just flies out of his chair and hits it.
He gets fucked up.
Even as just the 3 episodes we've watched so far, we have seen him hit that ceiling from like 4 different angles.
Yeah, he eats shit in that a bunch of times. So whoever you are, guy who eats shit in Lost.
I actually do want to know. Guy who eats shit in Lost, if you're listening to this, come on our show.
Yeah.
We'll do an interview with you. You can tell us what it was like eating shit.
While this is going on and you explain what happens next, I'm going to see if I can get the email address lostendingexplained@gmail.com.
Okay. So, should we just go into Kate's backstory, I guess?
That happens in episode 3. So we'll finish part 2.
No, because it's in part 2 is when he's like, where is she?
Oh, yeah, because the guy wakes up.
Yeah, because the guy wakes up. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and it's the flashback. It's the flashback here.
Because they found handcuffs.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So they find handcuffs at one point, and so because Sawyer has a gun, they're like, you knew that guy had a gun because you're a criminal. That makes sense. And he's like, what? This is reverse racism.
He really does fucking say that.
He basically just goes, this is reverse racist. You're just assuming that because I'm racist that I am a criminal.
It's like, yeah,
we kind of are. So, and then we get a flashback basically where Kate is like, oh, actually the handcuffs were mine, and the guy who had shrapnel in him was my marshal, and that's why I've been asking a lot of questions about him, because he was flying me back to America to go to prison because I'm a criminal, and I won't tell you what my crimes are.
Yeah.
I believe it is in the next episode that we actually find out about her crimes.
Yeah.
Yes, that is in the next episode.
Cool.
That said, though, this is also where we get the flashbacks about Charlie doing heroin, and then I guess he hid it in the front, and that's the main reason why he went with them. And then the marshal wakes up, and he's like, where is she?
Yeah.
Who's lost her? And he's like, you got a fever, buddy. You got to tell me more about this. And he's like, oh, check my pocket. Sorry, I should have said that earlier. And he pulls it out, and then and there's a photo of Kate being arrested.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know why you would have a photo of that just on you, because it looks like it's on computer paper, but okay. And that's when Jack is like, no, the girl I like, she's going to jail. It's a bummer.
That's a bummer.
Anyway, they get out of the mountain area, and Saeed's like, let's make a phone call.
And they try to.
And they tried to, and he's like, that's weird. I don't get any, I'm getting service, but like, it's like there's a more powerful signal. And they're like, maybe it's the Coast Guard trying to reach us. And so he does it, and it's actually French. So right off the bat, they know something's wrong.
Yeah, so something's immediately
wrong.
Not good with this signal.
And then they start hearing a bunch of numbers, and it's not the funny lost numbers.
No.
Which, by the way, I think those start coming up probably soonish. There's the funny lost numbers. They're very important to the mythology and very important to understanding what's going on in the series. If you're not paying attention to the numbers,
you're not gonna know.
You're not gonna fucking understand anything. That's like trying to do this without knowing the names of all the characters.
If you don't know the numbers, please email us at lostendingexplained@gmail.com.
Oh, do you have it now?
Yeah, I got
lostendingexplained@gmail.com.
And I will tell you what the funny numbers are.
420. No,
420, 69, 666, ABC.
But no, and then they're like, wait a second, those numbers, that's an iteration. This is a loop of like, this is a looped message asking for distress. And then Saeed just does some fucking like math in his head.
Yeah.
And Sawyer, so meanwhile, they're trying to like, oh, Shannon, it's a good thing you came, actually. You're not completely useless because you went to France and got really drunk and now you speak perfect French.
Yeah. She was like, I don't speak French, but she's able to decode the
And she's able to decode the message that she would not be able to understand unless she spoke French. So, like, they're trying to get it translated before the battery dies. So you're just trying to do, like, hella math to figure this out. And Sawyer is just like, don't forget to carry your one genius. Oh, you know French? You barely speak English.
Just
and everyone's just
bickering
like, everyone's like,
time.
Sawyer, can you shut your fucking mouth?
Shut the fuck up.
And so Saeed is like, 16 years. This has been running for 16 years. The French woman is saying, c'est la vie, c'est la da.
Yeah.
Fucking, hey, come help me. Everyone else is dead. It killed them. Bewitched, C'est La Vie.
Baba Booey, Howard Stern's penis. Yeah.
It's like, cool. Does that sound good on this? Anyway, basically the gist of it is that
What are you taping?
this, we're recording.
Oh, sorry.
Basically, what they find out is that there's been a message on this island for 16 years from a French woman saying, on loop, I'm alone now, on the island alone. Please, someone come. The others, they're dead. It killed them. It killed them all. And so you're just like, all right, 30 seconds times fucking 500 million.
Yeah.
Don't know who's counting it out, like who's saying the numbers. Maybe she programmed a device to do that. But he's like, 16 years. It's been running for 16 years. And so the implication is like, no one's come to this island to save this person in 16 years. I personally think that's a little drastic. I assume if I was rescued from a deserted island, I wouldn't like take the time to turn my machine off.
No.
Yeah.
That's that. Where are we? Is the famous line at the end of episode 2.
Yeah. They go, where are we? And that's the name of our episode.
No.
3 days ago we died. We all died.
So episode 3 happens. We'll wrap up episode 3 because episode 3 is like
pretty much just
Locke finds the dog. The dog is back home.
Yeah. Kate, we see more about her backstory, except we don't learn literally anything.
Yeah.
We basically just learn that right before this, she was in Australia, also criminal on the run, and some dumbass, like, farmer dude was like, everyone deserves a second chance. And then he was like, listen, my mortgage is real bad. So everyone deserves a second chance, but I deserve a second paycheck. You know what I'm saying? Yeah?
I gotta turn you in down under.
Oi, down here, good is bad and bad is good.
Now this is a knife.
Now this is a knife. Yeah. Now that's a bounty.
Yeah.
And so then she crashes the car, and then the U.S. Marshal, who's got the shrapnel on him, is like,
who had a history with her.
Who has a history of her, as it turns out, is like, hey, sweetie, it's me.
Hey, sugar lips.
Hey, sugar. Yeah, whatever he fucking says. And then she saves the old farmer man from getting hit by a car, and then he's like, perhaps you and I ain't so different after all.
Yeah.
Because you's done good and I's done bad. Something like that. Right?
You had 4 accents. You had 4 different accents.
I'm slightly getting heat stroke.
Yeah, it's super hot in this room.
We're literally
like we're on a deserted island.
Yeah, but it's really cold. Oh god, it's got to be cold though. There's a polar bear.
So that's revealed. The guy wakes up.
Has some pretty good conversations.
He has a good conversation with Kate. He's like,
I know you're bad.
I know you're bad.
Fuck
and
you.
You don't look free to me. You're not out of this yet. Am I dying?
Why? Oh, I've got a real bad fever. I gotta tell you right now.
Yeah.
And the only cure is more justice.
And at that point, Jack's like, yeah, he's got like 4 days to live, and he's gonna die slowly and painfully.
It's gonna be painful. He's like, we should kill him. And Jack's like, listen, I know you're a criminal.
I'm not a murderer.
I'm not a murderer, unlike you, criminal. I assume whatever you're going to jail for, it's got to be that.
Can't be tax evasion.
It can't be tax. It can't be felony level tax evasion. She just has a lot of unpaid debt.
Tax evasion in China. That's why they were. Yeah, they got to bring her back.
She's actually like that. She actually is like. Did a completely victimless crime. It's just she's like, yeah, remember the ending of Fight Club? She did that.
I was that, yeah.
She did the ending of Fight Club.
And then it's revealed that Kate got Sawyer to shoot him dead.
We're really like going through this pretty quickly, but it's because so much of the episode is taken up by Kate's stupid backstory.
That episode was basically just Kate's backstory,
which doesn't even explain her backstory. It's just like
she's a bad guy.
Here's how she got arrested.
Yeah,
she was a criminal of some kind, but we're gonna go out of our way to demonstrate to you that she wasn't really a criminal.
Yeah,
or rather that like whatever she did, she's like a good person now, and she's just trying to get by.
Yeah.
So it's like cool. Her crime's gonna be like she shot the man who like killed her daughter or something. It's going to be some like completely bullshit justified crime.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong.
So Sawyer does shoot him dead.
No, he doesn't.
But we find out that he missed.
Yeah. In the most like grimmest like black humor bit.
In the funniest turn I've ever seen.
Of like so of like Kate goes in there and Jack's like, yeah, she has, or Hurley's like, yeah, she has a gun, and Jack's like, what? She's gonna kill him. I can't let her do that. I have to let sepsis kill him. That's because I'm a doctor.
Because I'm a doctor.
I'm a doctor, and it's not right unless he dies in horrible agony. So he goes in there, and she's like, what? I was just saying bye. And he's like, oh, okay. And then they hear a gunshot, and then Sawyer walks out, and he's like, guess who's
that man?
You all said I was racist, but I just killed somebody.
That man was gonna suffer to death.
Yeah. And then you just hear him gagging, and Jack is like, oh my god, did you shoot him in the chest? And he's like, I was aiming for his heart. And he just goes, you missed.
So Jack has to, I guess, suffocate him.
Yeah. Because he's like, he is literally just like, well, now he's not going to die in several days, but he is going to die of like a perforated lung, which is a slow suffocating death over the course of like a whole day, which is actually now worse than what he was going to go through before.
So now Sawyer is feeling bad. He feels bad. You can see a frown on his face. Jack kills him. And then we get...
Sawyer, not Sawyer, unfortunately.
Yeah. So then we get like a montage of
everyone on the island. This is the episode where Michael tells Walt that he doesn't want him talking to an old man who says to keep secrets.
But in the same episode is like okay with Locke.
Yeah, because Locke is like wakes him up. He's like, hey, I know you're a real bad dad, so I went and found your dog because I made a dog whistle to whistle for dogs.
Yeah.
Which I can just fucking do, I guess.
Because Locke's a fucking brain genius.
Locke is like an actual like MacGyver motherfucker.
Yeah. And then Saeed throws an apple to Sawyer, so I guess Saeed forgives him.
Really far too.
Yeah,
he's just like walking and he like blindly just chucks it to the side, and Sawyer like immediately is like, got it.
Like caught a baseball.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. I assume that the apple was dropped in dog duty.
Yes. Saeed spit on the apple.
Yeah.
We also figure out about a couple who we refuse to talk about for some reason.
I think because it's kind of uncomfortable, which is weird given everything else we've talked about so far.
So there's been a couple in this episode who hasn't really done much except like the husband is
I'll look up their names.
The husband is married to his wife, and his husband is obviously very abusive.
Jin
and Sun.
Jin and Sun.
Yeah. So Jin, the husband.
They're a Korean couple who do not at this point speak English.
Yeah. They probably do, but they've probably just been like hiding the fact that they speak English.
Yeah, or some stupid bullshit just like that. But Jin and Sun, the implication is that Jin is an abuse. Not even implication. It's just explicitly shown.
Yeah, he's abusive.
That Jin is abusive. Yeah, Jin is abusive towards Sun, and Sun is like he expects her to basically be like constantly covered up. He like makes her go and take a shower when she's covered in dirt, rather than like helping get things out of their luggage.
Yeah.
Michael sees her because he goes into the woods. He walks like 5 feet into the woods to find the dog and is immediately beset upon by a monster.
Yeah.
And then runs immediately into Sun while she's naked.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that's gonna lead into like some like love triangle thing where she's weird. Like, you seem like you're not gonna like
kill me.
Yeah. You seem like you're not gonna kill me if my shirt is, but if I go past that one button,
yeah,
I'm fucking dead.
Yeah. So Jin is a bad guy.
But he does make food for everyone,
but no one likes it.
We also forgot the pregnant woman. At one point, falls over and is just like, "My baby's not moving,
probably dead."
And then Jin gives her like garbage food.
Yeah, weird fish.
Yeah, like some sort of weird.
It's like an urchin.
It's like orange fish.
It's an urchin, I think, because he picks up an urchin at some point.
Okay. So he gives her that, and she takes one bite of it. By the way, raw fish, extremely not good to eat when you're pregnant. Apparently, though, this is just what the baby needed. And the baby just comes right the fuck back to life. She takes one bite of it and is like, my baby, here, and grabs his arm and forces it on him. And he just has this look of like, I don't want to do this. Listen.
So the baby's alive.
Cool.
Jin is abusive, and Sun is... you could see some anarchy when she slowly unbuttons the top button. When
he's like, you are my wife.
Yeah.
Something.
And that's, those are all the characters in Lost. And that's the first 3 episodes.
Yeah, that's everyone.
And then the last thing we see is, the back of Locke's head, and then it slowly turns to show that Locke is grimacing, as if something is amuck, or he knows something that everybody else doesn't. And that is the first 3 episodes of the series Lost.
Also, we forgot that it is kind of suggested that Jack might be an alcoholic, because he asks for a stronger drink, which he has mostly already drank.
Yes. So that's the first 3 episodes of Lost. What do you think the ending is right now?
Oh, they're all dead because there's a part where Jack just says we all died.
We all died 3 days ago.
3 days ago we all died.
So they're all probably dead. You know, we're gonna probably transition into the second part of this episode.
Yeah. So this is sort of like the first half of our episode is going to be a breakdown of the show, talking about our theories, talking about our opinions of the cast. We're going to go with, first off, the first thing, which I think actually going forward, we should start off before we do the plot synopsis.
Okay.
Is Sawyer dead yet?
No.
And then you have a little musical.
Yeah.
Is Sawyer dead yet? And then we'll tell you, no, Sawyer is in fact still alive at the end of this end of these 3 episodes that we did.
Sawyer's alive.
Please do not tell us if he dies or does not die at any point.
Simply because the people in the comments might
see it. Yeah, we know when he dies.
Yeah.
But we're going to be giving you, the audience, the update. Is Sawyer dead yet? No. Sawyer is still alive.
Yeah, he's still alive.
Sawyer, of course, being the racist character who, like, they really are wanting you to, like, feel bad for him.
No.
For fucking up killing somebody, huh?
No, I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah. No. He's like. Anyway.
So, what else?
So that's first half of our thing.
Yeah.
Second half is now we're going to talk about funny lock moment. What was your funny lock moment?
The funny lock moment of these 3 episodes was not Locke eating the orange, but looking dejected when the joke didn't pull off.
Yeah, it just did not
when Kate did not laugh at that joke.
I think that's also going to be it. I think that's my vote for the Locke funny moment.
Yeah. Alternatively, Locke blowing a whistle. And then I can extend him blowing the whistle for 18 hours of him just blowing the whistle. As
Actually,
dark and dark.
I do like the as a Locke funny moment. Him blowing the whistle and the dog coming out from behind the grass, like immediately, like it was just there, as if a trainer was holding it just there, and then let it go, and then immediately it laying down as soon as it's on screen, as if there was a trainer directly off screen directing the dog to lay down.
Right. Yeah. So another thing that we want to talk about is what happened during this time.
So that's as we mentioned before, the show's aimed at Zoomers, memers,
and millennials.
Millennials. What's between millennial and Zoomer?
30-year-old
boomers,
Fortnite dancers,
Viners.
Yeah, we want to go for the old Vine audience.
Yeah, actually, Vine original.
Yeah, we're looking for the Vine TikTok 30-year-old TikTok user. Audience.
Are we? I think the FBI is looking for the 30-year-old TikTok user. But
so because of that, we want to highlight what was going on
in America
during this time.
Online. So these episodes aired from September 22nd. That was the debut episode.
Yeah.
To October 4th.
Yeah.
That was basically the follow-up episode because it was a pilot episode. In this time frame, Goodies by Sierra is topping the charts. Play like 5 seconds of Goodies, but like the MIDI file, like right here.
Here you go.
Yeah. That was on top of America.
Everybody was listening to Goodies.
You know what else was not the #1 movie in America, but just came out?
What?
Shark Tale, starring Will Smith.
It isn't that he was just an Aladdin.
Yeah, he was just in Aladdin.
So he's CGI all over the place.
Yeah, that was before they could figure out how to capture his face that badly, but so they had to capture it even worse. That's why he has like the weird fish face.
Have you ever actually like seen Shark Tale?
I have seen Shark Tale, and I have played the video game Shark Tale.
I've played the video game Shark Tale. I think I've like walked in on people watching Shark Tale more than I've like seen Shark Tale.
We should watch Shark Tale.
Fuck no.
Why not? Why don't you want to learn more about Listen, Shark Tale really helps contextualize where America was at this time. You know, on one hand, we have shows like Lost, where it's just like, we're really confronting what it means to lose 48 people, which is a weirdly specific number Jack gives when the pilot is like, how many people are alive? He's like, I think about 48. Just like straight up.
At least 48.
At least 48. Just, I know the exact number. Anyway, 48 people, what it's like to lose 48 people in a plane crash.
Is what Shark Tale is.
On the other side is Shark Tale, which is like, you know, what if instead of worrying about terrorism, racial tensions between rednecks and like nice guys that are actually like not a bad person at all. I don't know why Sawyer's being such an asshole. You know, instead of worrying about crime, instead of worrying about who you can trust, what if Robert De Niro and Jack Black were sharks? We're funny talking sharks.
What else happened in 2004?
American Idiot was released
That's
on
a big
September
deal.
21st.
I think that's a big deal. American Idiot changed music, period.
Yeah.
Changed punk music forever.
American Idiot also changed mashups forever because of American Edit.
What was American Edit?
American Edit was a mashup album.
By who?
Dean Gray.
When?
Probably shortly after, I don't know, like 2005?
When did Weird Al Yankovic's Angry Boy Polka come out? Because he did American Idiot in that, I think.
Let's look this
I
up.
think he did. That might not be true. I call myself a Weird Al fan.
Would you call yourself a Weird Al stan?
Angry White Boy Polka. See if American Idiot is Angry White Boy Polka. Last Resort's in there.
Wow, there's a lot.
No Green Day.
No Green Day.
When did this come out, though? When did this song come out, Angry White Boy Polka?
It was on Poodle Hat, which was released in 2003.
Oh, okay. All right. So, yeah, when American Idiot went.
I think I had this one on CD, actually.
I didn't. I had my first Weird Al album was Amish Paradise. When did Amish Paradise come out?
It was like the 90s, right?
No, it wasn't Amish Paradise. It was
It was
White and Nerdy.
Well, I was gonna say White and Nerdy, because that was like I think a lot of people in our age bracket got the first ones.
When did White and Nerdy first drop?
2006.
Okay, so we'll get there.
So we'll get there. Yeah, we'll get there. But yeah, so American Idiot, for those of you who were not around in middle school when that came out, everywhere. That was like the people keep being like, well, at least with Trump in office, like we're gonna have some really good like garbage like responses to resisting Trump.
They didn't have American
Idiot. What they are wanting to go back to is American Idiot. That is what people are wanting a return to, is American Idiot.
Yeah.
And what they're realizing is that American Idiot isn't that great if you're not 14 years old.
I think American Idiot still goes off.
All right, well,
that's fair. They say fuck America in that song.
That is actually, I mean, that was pretty bold, especially in 2004.
Yeah.
Speaking of politics, September 30th was the first debate of the 2004 election.
Oh.
That was the start of John Kerry fucking up the second election. That was when we almost got Bush. That was when we got Bush as president again.
Yeah.
Because for some weird reason, the Democratic Party just loves to nominate, like, oh, anybody can beat this guy. So let's see how far we can push that.
You know what would be great for this podcast, Jay? And this is a pitch that I'm going to give to you right now on the episode.
Okay.
Just like a 3-hour discussion on politics.
Yeah.
Let's just like do that.
Okay.
We're going to record it right now and then we'll cut to the end of it.
Okay.
That was a great discussion on politics.
Yeah, no, I never actually really considered the ways 9/11 changed America's relationship to the prison industrial complex. Yeah. Like, I mean, like, obvious, but, you know, it's not until you elucidate it out.
And I'm really glad that from this point on, we never have to talk about politics ever again.
We'll see. I mean, if we get to the part where the guy throws the shoe at George Bush, we gotta talk about it.
We have to talk about the
shoe guy.
Okay.
Also, October 1st, Saw was released.
Yeah!
So that was, like, basically the start of, like, torture porn era America. On TV, we see a lot of really bad drama on an island where people get sucked into turbines. And at the movie theaters, we see a lot of bad drama of people getting tortured to death.
When was the first time you saw Saw?
In theaters. I've seen every Saw movie in theaters except for Jigsaw.
That's crazy. Why?
Literally because I saw the first 3 in theaters, and then it was out every Halloween, so it just became like a bit. Like,
you gotta do it.
It was just like a bit at that point where it's like, well, we saw like the first 3. I guess we're just gonna keep doing this.
Yeah.
And then they just kept releasing them, so we just kept doing it. They get real fucking bad too.
Is John Wick 3 still in theaters?
Yeah.
Okay, because I gotta see that.
At the very least, it's at the second run theater.
The first time I saw Saw, it was Saw 2, and I was on vacation with my family and a family friend, and I was too I don't do horror well, so I was too scared to watch Saw 2, but my friend was really into watching it, and then he woke up out of a night terror and screamed for a solid 40 seconds, and he was like, I thought Jigsaw captured me. So that was that was my first experience with Saw.
Were you here when we watched the new Saw, Jigsaw?
No.
Oh, I could have sworn, because I was pretty sure you were the one who pointed out that it was a cam rip, because there's like a part where a person stands up and you're like, who's that?
No, that wasn't me.
Oh, wild.
Yeah.
Also, on October 5th, around the same time, Rodney Dangerfield, dead.
Oh.
That was the end of an era. That was a new thing that America was experiencing.
Rest in peace.
Is a post no respect world, all respect world.
Rest in peace. That's my Rodney Dangerfield impression.
That sounds literally nothing like Rodney Dangerfield.
He's the guy that talks like this, right? He's that guy.
He's yeah, the guy gets I get no respect at all.
No respect, no respect.
There
He's,
you go,
he's
yeah.
the dog from All Dogs Go to Heaven, right?
He's
The
the
big one?
he's the dog from Rodney Doggerfield.
That was a spot on impression. My impression was 1 for 1.
Hey,
Just to let you know, I was doing an impression. That wasn't actually just Rodney Dangerfield in the room.
we did not actually perform a seance. You know, just put a comment down below. I've got my finger pointing down below so you can see it.
Yeah.
Just leave a comment on how good of an impression that was.
Yeah.
Alternatively, Robbie, just edit in audio from Rodney Dangerfield and pretend that that's you doing an impression.
Okay. What else happened?
This was also the start, October 2nd, of the Amy Poehler Tina Fey dynasty on Weekend Update. Back when Saturday Night Live was like relevant, but not in the way it's relevant now, where one of the showrunners is getting into an argument with people on Twitter.
Okay.
This was back when Amy Poehler and Tina Fey like were kind of on the come up, and it was like a big deal because it was the first time you had 2 women telling jokes ever on American television.
And Americans had to tune into that because they were just so surprised that women could tell jokes.
I was starting to do that and be like, yeah, that was the first time they had 2 women hosting Weekend Update. And then I realized that like the only reason that was a big deal in 2004 was because people just did not believe that women were funny.
Which is like crazy. Like
it's so insane to think that like just that recently.
Yeah.
The idea of like there being
women being funny.
They got
weird.
2 women who are funny on screen at the same time, and not like our era where it's like, yeah, there's like,
of course, like yeah, shut up,
like 4 to 6 level like deep like all female like comedies.
Yeah. Yeah, back then it was like, wow, that was a big deal for some reason.
Yeah, I mean, I get Anyway, so that's that was the start of the Tina Fey Amy Poehler era.
Cool.
Also in the news, you hear about this? You hear about this in the news? Britney Spears and Kevin Federline's marriage. That was September 18th. So a bit before this, but that should tell you a little bit about where we were, which is that we were still stalking and harassing and basically like just destroying Britney Spears' mentality.
Was that the when they got together or when they divorced?
That was when they married.
Wow.
Which I guess means probably around when they divorced because that did not last very long.
Did Lost last into Leave Britney Alone?
Yes, because
cool.
Leave Britney Alone was 2007 because that was 2007 is the era of Britney Spears' mental breakdown.
Yeah. So Britney, hey.
So we're starting. This actually aired at the start of that.
Yeah. Cool. So we're gonna get more Britney news as Lost goes on.
Oh man, this is. Well, I want to try to hunt down that weird reality show from when like she was like kind of enough out of the public eye that she just had a reality show about her and Kevin Federline living together.
I remember that,
and it was in like a shithole.
Yeah, it was a garbage dump. Britney Spears, if you want to come on the show,
yeah, tell us a little bit about what you're.
Lost Ending Explained.
I know you were probably watching Lost around then.
Yeah,
so please come on. And
it was the biggest show on television at the time. Of course you were watching it.
Of course you were watching it. You're. Come on. We know you. We know you, Brittany.
Please
you were watching.
Please come on the show. We would love to hear.
Tell us your thoughts. Tell us your fan theories.
lostendingexplained@gmail.com.
Who do you ship on Lost?
Side note: who do you ship right now in Lost, J Bear Hat?
I'm trying to think if there's literally any 2 characters I want to talk to each other at any given moment.
I don't want any character to talk to each other.
Yeah,
I don't want any interaction.
I'm kind of blanking. I sort of hate when any of the characters talk to each other.
They're the most incompatible characters on the planet.
It is literally like you have to make a reality show to find people with this much fucking baggage to bash against each other. Like, I actually can't think of the 2 closest characters on this show are the brother and sister who hate each other.
Hurley and Jack, I think they would.
But I don't think they have a really couple thing though, because here's the thing. Jack wouldn't treat Hurley right. Jack
would have a drinking problem. Hurley wouldn't like it.
Yeah, and yeah, no, I guess the closest is ironically Hurley and Locke because they haven't interacted yet.
Yeah, but they will.
But they will, and they seem like they'd have a good dynamic. I
Yeah.
feel like Locke would bring the sort of like fatherly sensibility that Hurley needs to get his life in order, but Hurley would bring the
I got it.
yeah.
And
also they'd solve crimes together.
Michael and Locke. Michael's like, hey, you got a new dad.
Yeah.
You like Locke so much? Well, now he's your dad.
You like Locke so much? Why don't I marry him and make him your
Why
new
don't I
dad?
just marry him? Yeah.
Listen, your mom's dead. The world's free.
That's my OTP. There you go.
Yeah, all right. I mean, I'm down for that.
Cool.
Because it's got the like classic dynamic to a really good ship, where it's like there's not just the romantic level of the ship, but there's like the outer dynamics of that.
Yeah.
So like them getting together would also mean like them having a more like more like inscribed like secondary fatherly role to Walt.
Brittany, let us know.
Yeah, Brittany, let us know. What do you think of that? What do you think of that?
What else happened in 2004?
So we're now going into the last 2 bits of this.
Okay.
Actually, sorry. So now we have a thing going on now where like to give other realms, there's 3 specific things that we want to pull on for specific episodes.
Yes.
What episode of Angry Video Game Nerd came out?
Yeah. What game did Angry Video Game Nerd announce this time?
Double Dragon.
Yeah, good episode.
Good episode. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Bimmy and Jimmy. That's where Bimmy and Jimmy came from. Yeah, that was a big deal. Bimmy and Jimmy.
We forgot to watch it again before we started this, but we'll get that for next
I know
time.
every episode by heart, Jay Bearhat. I can tell
right.
you exactly what happens in every episode.
So that was September 22nd, same day as Lost.
Cool.
The second one that we're doing for what else is going on at that time, big memes of the now. This was around when supposedly, because the origins of this are very vague.
Yeah.
But supposedly the origins of So I Heard You Like Mudkips.
Yeah. You know, from that, how many people chose Mudkip in their game because of that meme?
Oh, I did.
Me.
And then I did. I 100% did. And then I realized Mudkip fucking sucks.
Yeah, Mudkip's
Mudkip is a
no. Mudkip's okay because it evolves into a water ground type, and water ground is like electricity won't damage it. Like that's a very good type for a water type.
Yeah, you know what will
Pokemon.
just kill it immediately? Literally a leaf.
Yeah, green.
Yeah, the color green.
Yeah.
If a Pokemon just if you fight on a lawn,
yeah,
your Pokemon just immediately takes damage.
Lieutenant Surge though, can't touch him.
Can't touch him.
Yeah.
All right, that's fair. What? So yeah, that was. So
I heard you like Mudkips was like one of my favorite memes.
So the phrase itself, or which of the origin stories? Because there are actually 2 competing origin stories.
Not the one that involves fucking a Mudkip.
Yeah.
Just like the forced I heard you like Mudkips meme.
Yeah, so that's what's interesting. Is like, so the reason I said like it's debated is because from the stuff that I've read about it, you know, there's the origin story that everyone assumes it's from.
Yeah.
But apparently there's been a lot of like there's like some usages of that phrase before that copy paste first showed up.
Yeah.
So people think that copy paste was written around that as a meme to try to force it as a meme.
Right.
So I heard you like Mudkips apparently originally came from like some like DeviantArt Mudkips like page where somebody just posted that like in that typo style, like, so I heard you like Mudkips on it, and people just latched onto it because they thought it was funny.
My desktop background for a while was like a Mudkip holding a guitar.
Yeah, remember how like weird it was like back then when just something like that is like people would just seize on that and like for years.
A phrase.
For years. Just a phrase that's spelt wrong,
yeah.
or like just something about the weird phrasing of it. I guess people still do that to a lesser extent, but it gets driven into the ground a lot faster.
Yeah. We'll see more of that.
The second one, the story that we keep alluding to, is a very long, very offensive, disgusting story about a man tricking a man with some sort of like advanced like mental condition.
Yeah.
But imagine that with a lot more ableist slurs. Into fucking a Mudkip plush at school.
Yeah, which I don't believe.
No, that 100%.
Of course, it's not real.
No, that's like prime green text fake story bullshit.
Yeah, but because I heard you like Mudkips, that's the meme caught on because it's like, hey, you remember that story that wasn't real?
Yeah, okay. Could you believe that happened? I can believe that happened because I've literally never talked to another human being.
Do we have anything else that happened?
The last thing for what else happened in this world, Robbie, that's you.
Damn right it is. I'm gonna talk about what happened during this time in WWE Raw. I'm gonna give you the Raw Lost update. Randy Orton gave a speech about his reigning World Heavyweight Champion. the former champion had certainly caught the ear of Ric Flair. So Ric Flair is in the company at this time, not in TNA at this time, which did stand for total
Tits and ass.
total nitrous action wrestling, but it just
Why did they
stood
drop the W?
for TNA. Tits and ass.
Okay.
It's just basically that. I think Eugene was around during that time as well. Eugene being one of the most offensive WWE characters of all time. Just the what I heard you like Mudkips, like they were making fun of Eugene.
Yeah.
In that meme. I'm getting a lot of this information from prowrestling.fandom.com, so thank you for these write-ups.
Shout outs to our sponsor, prowrestling.fandom.com.
Yeah, we're this is around the time that Triple H was denouncing the idea of Taboo Tuesday, which was just like gross like shit that they were doing during this time. Chris Jericho was there. Christian and Tyson Tomko defeated Shawn Michaels and Chris Jericho in a tag team match in Kansas City, which was very, very cool. Christy Hem was a new diva in Raw. Her last episode she got in through a match that she had where she was wearing a like a cool like school uniform. But Trish Stratus enlisted Hem in her first match, which was a 3-on-1 handicap bra and panties match, which involves stripping each other down to your bra and panties. So if you wanted to know what Raw was doing in 2004, it was that. What do you? Oh, you're looking at. Okay.
Yeah.
What else
Keep
happened?
going.
Eric Bischoff was gonna have a match with his cousin Eugene during Taboo Tuesday. So they were gonna make him fight a quote unquote mentally challenged person in the ring. That's what Eugene was.
I forgot that sometimes you have to revisit elements of like old culture. I'm really excited for us to get to the point when Code Monkeys was relevant because a friend of mine was sending me clips from that, and I actually cannot believe that there was a time when that was just aired on television.
If you want to hear something even more fucked up, Kane impregnated Lita, who was a very, very good wrestler, but she had a miscarriage. And then
is this like okay? So this is
in universe. This is
like,
not real.
Okay, I was gonna ask: is this like what actually happened amongst these wrestlers, or
Fuck
is this
no.
an in-universe like pregnancy and miscarriage?
Fuck no.
Okay.
And then Kane was sad about that. Results of the show: Shelton
I'm glad
Benjamin defeated.
I'm glad that they invented loss.
Yeah.
Before loss.
Yeah. Kane. Yeah, ran in. And here's the results of the show in case you needed to bet. Shelton Benjamin defeated Triple H by DQ. Hurricane and Rosie defeated Rhino and Tajiri. Gene Snitsky defeated Val Venus. Christian and Tyson Tomko defeated Shawn Michaels and Chris Jericho. And Batista defeated Randy Orton in a no DQ match with commentators Jerry Lawler and Jim Ross, with Lillian Garcia as the ring announcer during that time. And that is Robbie's Lost WWE Raw update.
Thank you, Robbie.
You're welcome.
So we're going to very quickly, since we're nearing the end of the episode, we're just going to play a quick word from our sponsor for today's episode.
No, I've got to study. You'll survive. Later. Jake, keep an eye on him for me. Sure.
The easy-to-use Nokia 3650 camera phone with video recorder. The new Twist of Fate.
And that was that.
Yes. Thank you again for our sponsor. In the future, we'll actually pick that out in advance for the bit.
For the bit that you did not just come up with.
For the bit that I came up with on the fucking
gum? Is there
spot.
gum in here?
There's gum in there if you'd like some gum.
Yeah, dude.
If you'd like some gum, go ahead and leave us a comment.
Please email us your lost questions and we will answer them. lostendingexplained@gmail.com.
You can also email us a stick of gum if you'd like some gum, and we'll make some arrangements.
Yeah.
I am not kidding. Actually, I will mail you a piece of gum if you get in touch with us by that email.
Yeah.
Ask us a question that we can read out on the show and give us your address and say, I would like some gum. We will mail you a stick of gum.
Yeah, we'll mail you a stick of gum.
That's it.
And I'll give you my signature. That'll be worth something when this podcast goes fucking
viral.
Astronomically viral. Because everybody's going to be talking about Lost.
I know you're talking about that podcast where we chew gum in the middle of near the end of our episode. So what else do we? Can you blow bubbles with this stuff?
No,
What is this?
I can't.
Okay, I can't blow bubbles either. Got a bit of pizza stuck in my.
Yeah, we had pizza earlier.
Yeah. So that's it. That's our. That's the
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Thank you for listening to our podcast.
Check us out next time.
We don't have a set update schedule. This is just gonna kind of be like a fun little project we're doing as a side thing. You honestly don't have to watch Lost because
Watch it at the end of this episode. Watch the next 3 episodes of Lost.
Yeah,
and then we'll do like a book club thing whenever we record the next
Yeah.
episode. But we'll tell you what happened.
We'll tell you what happened. Yeah, this is gonna be an ongoing bit, but it is not gonna be something that we're gonna like have a consistent update schedule on because it's literally just. Do we have a day to watch 3 episodes of Lost and then immediately record an episode about it?
Yeah. So
But let us
follow
know
along.
these bits. If you have any other ideas for bits we can steal.
Yeah, if you have any jokes that we can take and not give credit for.
Yeah, go ahead and email us.
lostendingexplained@gmail.com.
Robbie, how many emails do you have for your various projects to this point?
Let me see. Let me see how many like fake email addresses I have set up. If anybody has a server that I can host a website on, email me at lostendingexplained@gmail.com.
Or any of the other 5 emails that Robbie can list off here in a second.
Currently, I have 4 on my phone, but I have more that aren't on my phone.
Yeah.
And I hope that you understood the ending of Lost a little bit better today.
Yeah, I know. I hope this helped illuminate things. What's your prediction for next week's episode?
I think in next week's episode, the polar bear comes back alive. They didn't rightfully kill the polar bear.
Sawyer is really bad at that gun.
Yeah, and he's coming back for revenge.
Actually, now that you say that, hold on. Sawyer killed a polar bear with a gun. Sawyer couldn't kill a sick and injured man who was restrained on the floor with a gun.
And that's what the bear will say in perfect English. He'll say, "Sawyer, you failed to kill me." And then the Flash will come and try to defeat him, but it won't happen.
Oh, yeah.
Also, Locke will, Dougie.
Oh.
Yeah.
Was Dougie relevant at that time?
No.
It is so fucking hot in here.
Well, then hurry up and tell me your prediction for the next
My
episode.
prediction for the next episode, I think we're going to learn a little bit more about Locke's backstory, and I think what we're going to learn will shock and surprise us, but I think it'll give us a little bit more insight into his relationship with Waltz and with Walt's father, Michael.
Okay.
What I'm saying is we're going to find out that he's gay. And that he's gay and he wants to fuck Walt's dad. That's what we're going to find out.
All right. Give us your predictions on the next 3 episodes of Lost at lostendingexplained@gmail.com. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening.
And don't get what should our call ending be?
Lost Ending Explained. Don't get lost. Call us instead.
If you have a great ending for the podcast, email us lostendingexplained@gmail.com.
No. Thank you for listening to Lost Ending Explained. Now get lost and get out of here.
Yeah. You can go ahead and get lost, but you can't stay here.
No. Now that you get lost, get out of here.
Yeah. Closing time.
Open up the doors.
Advance key or